It's your show. Do it.
It's my show. Alright. So, kicking off Monday Night Raw, Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar. As we all know, Wrestlemania 30, Brock Lesnar shocking the world, beating The Undertaker, ending the undefeated streak. So, of course, Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman, they're gonna gloat, mainly Paul Heyman. Brock Lesnar does not speak. He just stands there looking intimidating, wondering when the hell he's gonna kill Daniel Bryan. At least we think. So Paul Heyman's there gloating about the win, just getting all the boos in the world. And then Paul Heyman then says that he is the new general manager of Monday Night Raw since brand split happened. Vince stepped down. Triple H is now the owner of WWE, all that stuff. And Heyman was appointed the general manager of Raw by Triple H in that sort of segment promo thing.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, nothing really, yeah. Announcer quality was penalised stuff, yeah.
So, and then immediately after, Brad Maddox just beelining it for the ring as Heyman and Lesnar are leaving. As Maddox is beelining it, you just see Lesnar's looking at him and just asking Paul Heyman, who the hell is that, as they walk back, because he's Brock Lesnar. So Brad Maddox, he enters the ring and he says, I am sick and tired of being disrespected in the WWE. I was left off the WrestleMania card entirely, wasn't even in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I'm calling my shots now. I'm issuing an open challenge to anyone in the back, and Sami Zayn answers the open challenge. Sami Zayn, he was sort of starting to get somewhere in NXT. Paul Heyman saw Sami Zayn and brought him up to the main roster. Sami Zayn answering the open challenge to Brad Maddox. Brad Maddox immediately trying to back out of it, saying, wait. How about we have the match next week? I'm not ready. You know, I have a sprained knee. You know, can we wait a bit? They're not having any of it. The match is going ahead after the commercial break.
Commercial break?
We come back from commercial break and Sami Zayn beats Brad Maddox with a brainbuster.
In an abysmal match.
Did not expect that. An abysmal match. Then again, it is a Brad Maddox match. Yeah. Don't know what to expect.
12-27. Brad Maddox gets a 23. Sami Zayn getting a 38, which is okay. Second reign of 26. They don't click at all.
Commentary.
Joey Styles and Joey Lawler on commentary for Raw, yes. Brad Maddox and Sami Zayn don't click at all. Which means they're not the best opponents.
They're not the best opponents. It was mainly a way to get Brad
And
Maddox
also just read this. The crowd were turned off by having a match outside of the pre-show between markers they have no investment in.
Damn.
AKA, need to boost up Sammy's pop and quick, otherwise that's going to be a thing. Yeah, you can see. Yeah, through here. Yeah.
Hey, you got a bonus for selling though.
Yeah, Sami Zayn was not penalised at all.
Sammy wasn't penalized at all. All right.
Yeah, so that's good for you.
And Brad Maddox got a bonus for being an amazing heel. Thank you, Brad Maddox, for doing something right.
From next show, that will matter never again.
All right, next segment. It was a short match. A local competitor taking on the team of JTG and Ezekiel Jackson. You know, he was the local competitor, of course, the weak link. Ezekiel Jackson killing the guy, by the way, and then just tagging JTG and JTG hitting. I don't actually know what his finisher is. Probably
the shout out.
The shout out. Yeah, we're gonna get that changed eventually. But JTG hitting the shout out sling blade thing, pinning the dude in a minute 54. Commentary. I think the commentary mostly hyped up Big Zeke because he did most of the work. Yeah. And yeah.
Cam
there's not really,
with a 26.
Not really much.
Yeah. Ezekiel with a 43.
Ezekiel getting most of the work, alright.
Yeah, GTG with a 36, doing worse than Sami Zayn.
And the crowd turned off again. Workers don't have any investment in.
They're all unimportant. That's the only thing. Doesn't really matter. The 26th though, that's not good for ratings.
And then JTG and Ezekiel Jackson. They made their presence known. They are the movement. Official name here, ladies and gentlemen. They are the movement. They are here to run rampant over Raw. Paul Heyman giving them a chance that SmackDown probably would not have given them. SmackDown, I don't know if you had any interest in signing these two. Probably not.
No.
So, JTG and Ezekiel Jackson promised to make the most out of the opportunity given to them by Paul Heyman. The movement stake their claim over a lot of the championships on Raw. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Just a random tag team match. It wasn't something to write home about. The Funkadactyls and the Bella Twins beating the Funkadactyls. Commentary boosting this match a lot. There are a lot of women I'm gonna have to send to NXT for a hot minute, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, Selena getting a 22, Naomi getting a 20, Cameron with an 18, then the Bellas getting 43 and 42 respectfully. The bout dragged on in the middle with a lack of flow. Cam and Naomi have no chemistry as partners, so yeah, no wonder they broke up in real life.
No wonder, yeah.
And then the usual pre-show, no investment shit.
Yeah.
Which is you're probably gonna get.
Next segment. Rusev making his debut. Lana was there to introduce him as the Bulgarian Brute. Rusev then making his debut entrance night after Raw. There wasn't a lot. It wasn't anything too special. It was just Rusev making his big debut entrance tonight. There was no Tank, sadly.
Sadly.
My heart goes out.
Too much money.
Gone. Too much money for an episode of Raw for the Tank. Maybe next time, Rusev.
maybe next week.
Leads us in immediately to the next. Rusev taking on David Otunga. Rusev beating David Otunga with the accolade, of course.
Yeah, read that's a finisher. Rusev getting a 34, David Otunga getting a 38. Yikes. Okay, that's a yikes moment for you. Rusev and Lana have pretty good chemistry, which is pretty good.
I sure hope they do.
Yeah, same way to 23, and yeah, so far all of your matches they've been with people that are basically unimportant to the crowd, which is not good for the crowd.
Next segment. It was the recap of Daniel Bryan's triumphant Wrestlemania 30 win, beating Triple H, then going on to beat Randy Orton and Batista.
He's on Smackdown, so he's not here, by the way.
Yeah, Batista's on Smackdown, so
that imagine he's there.
That's why he's not there. He was shown tapping in the segment though.
Just imagine Bryan. He's there. It's just.
And the lasting image of Daniel Bryan doing the yes chants with both championships, as that immediately leads us in.
Can I just say, you did not book Daniel Bryan on any other segment besides on this.
I didn't really have.
But it was the world champion.
True.
It's fine. It's fine. SmackDown will perfectly encapsulate Bryan's emotions on next episode.
Leads us right into Randy Orton's killing.
To be honest,
killing Heath Slater, just fucking murdering the fucker, just throwing him all around, doing that fucking back suplex onto the announce table way before I think he did in real life. Just beating the absolute crap out of Heath Slater.
Yeah.
Heath Slater nailed with the RKO.
Damn. Randy Orton with a 79, which is pretty good. Heath Slater with 38. Second rated 55. That's the best rated. It's the best rated match. Second rated segment.
Heck yeah.
Oh, great performance of Randy Orton really stood out. He's doing good.
Yeah, and the announcing. Joey Styles doing his.
Joey Styles and Jerry Lawler helping the match. Post-match.
And then post-match, Drew McIntyre, he he helps seat Slater up. Slater's apologizing for losing, you know. And then Drew fucking headbutts the fucker. Starts wailing on Heath Slater. Future Shock DDT. Is about to go for that. I think he actually was doing the Claymore kick as right now.
I don't think he was around this time.
Was he?
I don't think so. I think he adopted the Claymore after he left WWE.
Drew McIntyre hitting a Future Shock was setting up for another one when Jinder Mahal ran down with a lead pipe, scaring off Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, of course, not wanting to get smacked in the back of the head with a lead pipe, you know?
Sure.
Officially ending Drew McIntyre's involvement in three-man band, absolving him of that group. Heath Slater, Jinder Mahal still in the group though.
Oh.
And then the tag team champions, the Usos, took on the newly reformed tag team of Kurt Hawkins, Zack Ryder. Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder won the match. Kurt Hawkins rolling up Jimmy Uso there. So I think that one's actually not that bad.
No, yeah. Same rating as the McIntyre heel turn? Yeah, heel turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, same rating, which was pretty good. Yeah, Zack Ryder with a 43, Kurt Hawkins with a 35 as the least. Both Usos getting a 48, and of course they had excellent chemistry for obvious reasons. Yeah, both the announcing and colour commentary lifted the match, which is good.
Thankfully.
Oh, yeah, could have been worse.
Yeah, it could have been worse. Next segment. In this match.
It's a second.
Well, not match.
It's a
in this segment, in this match, AJ Lee. In this segment, it's a lot like the real life segment. AJ Lee was given the WWE Women's Championship, retiring the Divas title, and then AJ Lee talked about how no one on the women's roster can beat her. All of this, and then Paige makes her Raw debut. Paige and challenges AJ Lee to a match. Well, AJ Lee challenges Paige to a title match right then and there. Next segment.
It's actually not the next segment, it's a few segments away.
Oh, a few segments away, actually.
Yeah, later on tonight. I do want to change.
Yeah, later on tonight, challenging that. Can we finally book women?
No, you can't, so I'll have to do that after the show.
Shit.
So, L moment. But we'll continue the show.
Continuing the show. The Clones took on the Shield in a damn good match, I think, for tonight.
I think that was the best match so far.
The best match so far. Rollins and Reigns winning the match. Reigns beat... Rollins hit a corner powerbomb on Epico, then Reigns obviously dropped him with a spear, winning the match for their team. Rollins and Reigns also... Rollins and Reigns still riding the momentum of their WrestleMania 30 win, which actually, if we get to the next segment...
First thing, I'm usually like the talker of the results of the inside information,
yeah.
because that's my thing. That's my thing. Epico getting a 49, Primo with a 51, of course not doing as good as the Shield, Roman Reigns with a 64, and Seth Rollins with a 66. And the Epic chemistry, obviously. And as previously stated, it's the best match of the night.
Best match of the night thus far.
Yeah, and the best televised match so far also, because I haven't had Smackdown yet. But Smackdown, I have not started booking that because I usually wing it as always.
Of course. And then to recap the WrestleMania 30 when Ambrose, Rollins, and Reigns would beat the New Age Outlaws and Kane.
Who isn't here because he's on SmackDown.
Isn't here. Kane really wasn't involved in the finish. It showed the big double, triple power bomb, and then the cover, and then the Shield. The Shield's just victory, really.
Just victory.
Not really too much to write home about there.
Yeah. I don't remember why the match happened to begin with.
Exactly. The next segment, Christian took on Dean Ambrose. In a decent match, Ambrose pinning Christian after the headlock driver was hit.
Quote unquote
Ambrose. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and do your
Okay.
performance.
Christian doing better than Dean Ambrose with a 69. Nice, Christian. Dean Ambrose still doing pretty good with a 65. Better than Roman, not as good as Seth Rollins. So you can see the dynamic there. But Dean, of course, is the US champion. And, of course, proving why he is the US champion, obviously. Not as good as the tag match, but still I think did better than the Orton Slater match, which is because of the talent involved.
And then in the next segment, we saw Paige defeat AJ Lee with the Rampage DDT. Paige winning the WWE Women's Championship in that match from AJ Lee. Color, I'll let you talk up.
Of course, Paige is our first match on the main roster. Not going to be as good as AJ Lee with a 46. Still doing okay with a 35. Similar to the rest of the call-ups from NXT. But still doing pretty good nonetheless. In the lane of a 39. Could have wished for a little bit better. But hey, you know, it's better than nothing. Especially with the women who were doing batshit horrible besides from AJ Lee around this time. So, what can you do?
What can you do? Next segment.
Main event.
The main event of the evening. Antonio Cesaro taking on RVD. Cesaro pinning RVD with the neutralizer. And Archo, I will let you take it away.
Okay, poor match. 19 minutes 49. Antonio Cesaro with a 47. Not as good as Suit probably expected or hoped for. But 47. It's okay. Not the best. Rob Van Dam with a 68. I think the third best performing wrestler. Of course, Christian numbers 2 and Owen number 1 with a 79. So we made a 56, which is okay. Probably for a main event match, probably not the best, but still a decent match nonetheless. Zeb Coulter is still at the ringside of Cesaro, of course, not mimicking real life, where he became the worst Paul Heyman guy because they did not know how to put him with Paul Heyman.
So we've decided to just not do that today.
You decided. I was not involved in the conversation. I just add the shit.
Alright, next segment. And finally, the Warrior promo. Warrior talking about his Hall of Fame induction, talking about how one day one man takes his final breath, his heart beats his final beat, all that. Warrior buddy.
We kind of had to do this. I don't think
we're not gonna rewrite all of history.
We're gonna rewrite all history.
We're not just going to say that a man doesn't die.
Yeah.
When he did.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of... Yeah, of course he won't die in the game, but I'll have to change the settings so he does die. But, yeah, it's not the case that we can just go, he's not dead, because that's too unrealistic.
We're just not gonna try to work. We're not gonna book around death or anything.
Yeah, that's just a little too much.
Ultimate Warrior ends out the show talking about all.
It's just a beat for beat redo of his promo on that Raw.
It's just a redo of his promo from real life.
That's eerily creepy.
And that was Raw.
Okay. Segment 64. The overall show got a 58, losing us popularity in 38 regions.
Fuck.
As you can see, the show is okay, but of course, due to the popularity and the performance of many of the wrestlers, you can see definitely at the start of the show, it did flounder a bit, and then it started getting. Then you see here, staying mostly in the dull greens. Of course, the women's match kind of ruining it. Then, of course, the main event match probably not helping it that much. To be honest, this is the second best segment of the night, which is probably a good thing to end the show. But overall, all of it added up does not do us pretty good. Does not do us good at all. AKA, it's easy for Smackdown to pick up the pieces and actually book the better show.
My feeling.